This is your weekly social dose. It might be a little hard to swallow, so we recommend taking it with water.
Hey, Dallas J. Moore here with a weekly social dose on Social Republic. Standing here, we're downtown, kind of hidden away today. It's kind of fun, a little bit of overgrowth, and just kind of a little gritty today. I thought it would be a lot of fun. We're here with Nate Logsdon. Nate actually went to high school with me years ago, and we actually just kind of reconnected just a couple weeks ago at Vinyl Cafe downtown, which is a new venue and a place to hang out, which is great. Nate, kind of give a run through with everybody who's watching, kind of some of the things that you've got going on with Ames, because you've kind of got your hand in a lot of really great projects.
Sure. Well, I'm working on a few things in particular. I run an organization called Ames Progressive, which is a nonprofit organization based here in Ames. We have two main projects for that organization. One is that we put out it's kind of a zine slash magazine that has reportage and cultural things in it, fiction and poetry, and local reporting on events and commentary. And then the second part of the Ames Progressive project is that we run a music venue that is also a community space where we have classes and workshops, band practices, but it's primarily a music venue where we host lots and lots of shows. Through doing that, I got really involved in booking. So I started up a booking business called Townie Booking and Touring. So I book tours through that around the Midwest, and I'm starting to get into booking national tours. Just finished booking my first national tour, and also book a lot of shows around Ames at DG's, Ames Progressive, Stomping Grounds, and lots of house shows. And I play in a number of bands too around Ames, and so just try to keep my hands in his music a lot, and try to see a lot of bands, play with a lot of bands, and know a lot of people.
Sure. So how many writers do you have with Ames Progressive? Because I know that you're kind of a writer yourself. How many different people are you have kind of bring things to the table with that project?
We've had dozens of writers published in the publication over the years. We just finished our 4th volume, so we're coming up on volume 5 in September. So we've had dozens and dozens of writers, but there is a group of 5 people who have been editors and who have contributed a lot of articles over the years. So I would say there's like a group of like 5 or 6 people who have done a lot of the writing for Ames Progressive. But then there's a big group of people who have contributed things from time to time, or once, or just once or twice, things like that. Lots of people involved.
So with Ames Progressive specifically, what was kind of the big vision with that, and where would you like to maybe see that go over the next year, or next 2 years, and even further out?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, it started as a newsletter. Another guy that we went to high school with, Greg Bonet.
I know Greg.
You know Greg, yeah.
Yep.
It was really his brainchild. He was living in Ames. We were hanging out, doing a lot of projects together with our group of friends, and he had the idea of a newsletter that would be basically like a calendar of events for just mostly like progressive themed gatherings or events that were going on in Ames. So that's how it started. It started as like a newsletter that had a calendar, and then it would have different people from different progressive themed organizations would kind of write little descriptions of what they were doing. But then it started growing into something where it was more of like a zine, more of a magazine. We rented a space. We turned it into a nonprofit organization. At the same time, we started renting this space because we had some of our friends were running an anti-war organization, and they were renting a space for a certain amount of time. They were done using the space. They had a week left on the rent. They were like, "Oh, you want to use our space for this at last week? We're for Ames Progressive." We're like, "Yeah, we'll have a show there." So we had a show. Because we had a show booked at our house, but we were like, now we have this space, we'll just do the house show at this space. And we told a couple people about it. We told maybe like 15 people word of mouth, but 60 people came. We could only get 30 people in the room. It was poured out into the hallway. And the success of it was so exciting, so thrilling, that we were like, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually rent the space next door to this, the space that our friends had let us use. There was an open space right next to it. And so we rented that. We had show in it like a week after we rented it. It was a big success. People were into it, and so it grew into a music venue. And then now the Ames Progressive is is a lot of things. It started as a it started as a way for it was more political themed, with like politically progressive activities, and a way for people who were involved in that to know about those activities. But it's turned into more of a cultural and community thing. So where I think it's going is actually towards well, what we're going to do in the fall is we're going to actually separate into two organizations. The Ames Progressive is going to be a publication, just a publication, and the activities that go on at our space are going to be under this new organization that we're starting up in the fall, which is just going to be called The Space, and it's going to be separated from the political dimension that the Ames Progressive has been under, and it's going to be just a cultural center, community space, and music venue. And so we're going to have two organizations, The Space and the Ames Progressive, and I see both of them benefiting from that. I see the Ames Progressive, the publication, being able to generate more money, because we'll be able to take all the money we make from ads and put it back just into the publication, whereas now we split the money that we make from ads and subscriptions between the publication and The Space. I also see the Space being able to raise more funds and reach out to more people, because some people I know feel like they wouldn't be welcome there, or they wouldn't be comfortable there, because they feel like it is maybe a political kind of space, but they don't feel like they are politically progressive, and so they maybe don't feel like they would be welcome there. But we don't want that. We want it to be something that is open to anybody in Ames to do their events there, or to put on their shows there, and be open to everybody. So I see The Space being accessible to more people, and doing even more than we do now. I see the Ames Progressive publication being even more independent than it is now, because it's going to be independent of the spatial dimension. Is that?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect. So, and then I know that the couple bands you're in, you just got done booking Mumford's,
Yep.
which is your band.
Yep.
And you guys are going West Coast.
Yep.
How long are you guys going to be gone, and where all you guys going? And
Okay, we're going to be gone for 3.5 weeks, 25 days. That's our longest tour for this band. Earlier this year, I played in a band called Christopher the Conquered, and we did a full national tour for that. There was both coasts, and we went to Canada and everything. We were on tour with another band from Ames called Leslie and the Lies. They have really good draw all over the country, so we're really lucky to play in these really nice places for big crowds. Mumford's tour is going to be kind of different than that. We're touring with a band from Fairfield called Utopia Park. Really good friends of ours in Fairfield, Iowa, which is an amazing music scene. And it's a West Coast tour. We're going to Nebraska, Colorado. I'm starting to cut down, going into New Mexico, Arizona, and then from Arizona we're getting down into Southern California, and we're taking 8 days going up the coast of California, playing shows every day, up into Oregon and Pacific Northwest, cutting across Montana. We're playing a music festival in North Dakota, way up in North Dakota. We have some friends up there who are having a festival. We're playing at that, and then we're cutting back down through North Dakota, Minnesota, back into Iowa, and then just a few blocks from here, we're going to play our return show at a house that we just started renting. That we're moving into actually right before the tour. We're moving into this house, and we get back, we're going to have a show at it.
excellent, excellent. So, a lot of things to know about, a lot of things to look forward to, some things to check out. I hope you guys will definitely do that. We'll have links down below for everything that Nate talked about, so you guys can check it out firsthand, get the exposure that you want, and learn a little bit more about Ames Progressive. That's what I meant to say. And you guys can check that out below. So hopefully you'll check out those things. And thanks for watching.